Welcome to Comics and the Cross, the greatest streamers that you've never heard of. My name is Caleb, and I am joined tonight with Ionah from Brainy Hearty, and we are going to talk about her newest game, Tech Race. Ionah, thank you so much for joining me on this podcast. I'm super excited to speak with you about it. This game looks just awesome. It looks like such a fun game to play. I love the art. I love everything about it. It's pretty sweet. So Ionah actually sent me the rule book. I got a chance to look. I haven't played the game, just letting everyone know. I haven't played the game yet. I am planning on getting this game and playing it. But yeah, we want to hear a little bit more about you, Ionah, and a little bit more about Brainy Hearty. So I'll go ahead and turn it over to you.
Yeah, thanks so much, Kalo, for having me today. And I'm so excited to join your podcast series and sharing about my story, how I built Brainy Hearty and Tech Race. Yeah, and so I'm a designer from Seattle, Washington, but I'm from Vietnam originally. And so I came to the US 6 years ago for my MBA degree at Duke University. And after that, I worked for Amazon for a while. I was a senior product manager at Amazon. And then I joined a tech startup in Seattle as a chief of staff. I have them to manage the team, build startup. And then I decided, okay, so now is the time for me to follow my passion and have my own business. And my passion is about board gaming. I'm a very enthusiastic about board games. So I decided to found my board game studio named Brainy Hearty.
I love the name, by
From
the way. I love it.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah, so yeah, I started it in February 2024, so it's very new. And have been working on my first game Tech Race since then. And we are launching it on Kickstarter in a couple of months, hopefully in December 2024. We initially planned to launch it in October, but then there was so many difficulties, and
Hmm.
we made some mistakes. And yeah, it's a very painful lesson, and I will love to tell you later. But basically we have to relaunch the campaign on Kickstarter, do everything from scratch. And now we're hoping to launch the game in December 2024.
That is awesome. That's so cool. And I know, I've don't feel bad about mistakes with Kickstarter. I heard that it's kind of a hurdle to get through.
Yeah.
Some of the things with Kickstarter can be a
Yeah,
hurdle, but
right. And
it,
especially for first time indie designers like me, it's really
ab-
hard.
absolutely, absolutely. So what, like, Tech Race, that's something, like, if I was like, I need to make a board game, that would not be the first thing on my mind. Like, I wouldn't think, let me make this, like, I don't even know what first off, let me ask you this. What, like, category of game is it? Like, what is it, a, like a puzzle game? Is it like a what's kind of the I guess basis of it?
Mhm. Yeah, so it's a board game, so kind of medium weight strategy, Euro style games. So the game combines mechanics such as engine building, resource management,
Mhm.
trading, and bidding. And there's a lot of fun in the game. Just essentially, the game takes place in 9 rounds as maximum, but players will raise toward 100 valuation points for their startup. So basically, you are a CEO and you build your startup company from the ground up, and you start with your staffing. So you hire and train your employees by using the employee tokens, and it's a kind of a very innovative way of engine building. So instead of you collecting the cost, you everybody have a company board, and you place the employee tokens on top of each employees, and
Mhm.
you upgrade the token from to train your employees from level 1 to level level 2, and then you have to manage your employees, uses in the employee skill to either drive the demand for your product, to
Mm-hmm.
open new office in the market, or get new customers, steal the customer from other competitors, or you use your research scientists to collect tech resources to develop new techs. So there's a lot of things, and it makes you feel like you as a CEO in the real life, and now you manage your own company. You have to make the hiring decision, like which departments that you should invest, and you don't want to over invest in any type of employees. You don't want to have a lot of new customer, but
Mm-hmm.
don't have enough like engineers to serve the customer, or you don't want to have too many HR people, and you overspend on hiring, but then you run out of cash, and put your company in your position of the risk of being bankrupt. And yeah, so there's a lot of couple of factors that you have to pay attention to. You need to manage the cash flow. You need to make the hiring decision and business decisions in overall. Yeah, so yeah. And the most fun part of the game is lobbying. So you lobby the government. So just like all of the tech companies out there, like they lobby the government all the time. It's
Mm-hmm.
actually a very real and cool thing that now as a CEO of a big tech company, you also participate in lobbying the government. You try to influence the regulation or trigger chaotic events. So whether you want to trigger global mass layoffs so that you can fire some IT guys, to boost your stock price for the startup, or you want to, trigger AI chip war. Yeah, so it's really like it puts you in the decision of making the decision, and whether you want to be a good boss or evil boss, within the tech industry.
That's pretty sweet. So you are lobbying the government to make changes. You
Yeah,
are going around this board. You have employees. You have it's a lot. It sounds like a lot to manage, but honestly,
right,
it sounds right up my alley because I love stuff like that. I
right, yeah,
love like games, these game engines that like you're doing all these different things and you have all these pieces and you're trying to figure out how to outmaneuver your opponent. So this is not want to make sure this is not a cooperative board game. You're
yeah.
versus another player, correct?
Right, it's fully competitive, and you play with. So the game is for 2 to 5 players, and everybody build your own tech company and compete with other players to raise to what 100 valuation points. So
Mm-hmm.
whoever you hit that 100 mark will trigger the end round, and who has the highest points at the end of the game wins.
Yeah, that is pretty sweet. So I'm looking right here at the different. I'm as you're talking, I'm looking through the rule book and checking out just the different rules, lobbying, valuation, and stuff like that. But I will say the thing that I'm most impressed, and once again, I have not seen this game in person yet. I'm saying yet,
Mhm.
but I'm looking at the artwork, and the artwork is really good. Like I am
Mhm.
like this is some really like professional artwork,
Thank
guys.
you.
Like go check it out on their website, check out this game. The art is awesome. uh
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah. So yeah, the artwork is made by our artist Oksana Mikitiuk, and she a freelancer, and I have been working with her for a while, and she very talented, and she designs the artwork herself. She made all of the characters from scratch, and it's you can see that we try to make the teams, so every employees is very diverse. So every characters is like from different backgrounds, different race or
mm-hmm.
colors, and so we try. It's we want to embrace the spirit of the tech industry, is diversity and inclusions. So if you look at the game characters, you will see many different faces from different countries, different colors and race,
That's
and
awesome.
that's why that makes it looks very awesome.
That is great. That is great. So let me ask you this: how long did it take you to come up with the concept? How long has it been in development? Is this something more recent, or have you been working on it for years?
I have been working in this game for almost 1 year now from last November, and I took the inspiration from my past career. I have more than a decade of working in business and tech, and
Mm-hmm.
so I really wanted to bring my experience into creating this game and let people give people the excitement of building something, building a tech company from the ground up. Um, and I and the game simulates the real one, a tech startup, and it teach you how to run and build your own tech company.
Awesome.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. It looks like it takes about 45 minutes to 90 minutes to play.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, that and then 2 to 5 players I feel like is always just a great, amount of people to play with. Because you see a lot of
Hmm.
like I mean, of course you see like different like amounts of players in
Hmm.
for different games, but like I feel like 5 players because I like my family's four and maybe one day a fifth, so it's like this is like the perfect game to play with. What's the age range for this game?
Yeah, so the game is for people at least 14 years old, and but I have been testing the games with a lot of people like from different ages, and
Mm-hmm.
I saw even teenagers really love the game. Like I think this game is definitely like fit with families of for members of your own ages, and so sometimes kids, even teenagers, played my game and they love it so much. They think this game um I'm sorry, say this again. So this game is kind of like a modern Monopoly for families, and so like kids like to make money by playing this game. It gives the kids the feeling of earning money, as a CEO, and so kids really like it. And also I also saw parents with kids playing the game, and like parents want to teach kids how to run a business or to manage the cash flow. So there's a lot of financial lessons and business lesson in this game, and so that's a perfect game for family
Mm-hmm.
with people from all ages.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Awesome. Yeah, that is super super cool. What let me ask you this, what is your favorite board game? Now you can't say your own game. That's the rules to this question. You can't
Yeah,
say like
yeah, I love so many games, but I think my favorite are Azul, Cascadia, Terraforming Mars, and Wingspan. Yeah, I actually just competed in Azure and Cascadia in the World Series of board games in
mm-hmm.
Vegas just a few days ago, and it was awesome. I really love playing games and competing with other players in the games I like.
So do you see Tech Race getting any expansions in the future? Like do you foresee that you're planning on adding on to the game itself?
Yeah, so definitely. So we are doing Kickstarter in a couple of months, and in the Kickstarter campaign, we will introduce the solo mode. So if we can reach a certain amount of funding, we will add the solo mode to the game, and we also adding more CEOs characters and more policy to the game. And after Kickstarter, we will continue to develop another expansion, so that could make the game a little bit more advanced. The complexity level of the game right now is 3 out of 5, but I think we can develop a more complex versions with complexity level of 4 or up to 4 in the future.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so uh, that game would be comparable to Terraforming Mars.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I hope the game will be would involve a lot of more complex mechanics and more characters. We will expand the board, and so people can add more characters, employees position as they want, and the engine's mechanic would be much more interesting to play in the game.
Awesome.
Hmm.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else that you'd like to tell me about the game, uh,
Hmm.
just as a whole, or is there anything else you'd like to tell us about Brainy Hardy?
Yeah. Hmm. So maybe one more thing about maybe since you asked me about wingspan, maybe I will add one more thing that
Yeah.
I have. Yeah, I I have an honor to meet with Elizabeth, the designer of
Oh,
wingspan,
wow.
and yeah, when I was demoing the game, she checked out my table and she thought my game is awesome, and I really like her because she like one of the few female designers in the board game industry, and since the industry is very male dominated, and
Mm-hmm.
so connecting with people like Elizabeth was really amazing, and I'm looking forward to having more female designers to join the industry and support each other. Mhm.
Awesome. So, is there anything else that you'd like to share with us about the game?
Mhm. So Tick Race, I hope you guys can support us on Kickstarter. We are launching it in December this year, and so this game is a medium weight start. Oh, sorry, this game is a medium weight strategy game. Combining between engine building, resource management, mechanics, and so this game is perfect for friends and families who want to compete and who want to experience the thrilling and fast and dynamic tech sorry experience a thrilling dynamic and fast pace of
Mm-hmm.
tech startup. You have to navigate the tech industry. You hire and train your employees, assemble a team of talents. You also use your employee skills to drive the demand, get customers for your company, or collect tech resources to develop new techs, open new offices in the market, and try to raise toward 100 valuation points for your startup.
Awesome.
Mhm. Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
So, Iona, where can they find you if they want to find out more? If any of our listeners want to find out more about Tech Race or find out more about Brainy Hardy, where can they find you at?
So you can check out my website at brainyhearty.com or follow my Kickstarter pre-launch page. We will send you the link to the pre-launch page, and we also you can also follow my Facebook page for Brainy Hearty. We have a presence on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok as well.
Thank you, Iona, so much for joining me on tonight's podcast. If you want to know more about Tech Race, definitely check it out. It looks like such an amazing game. It's coming soon to Kickstarter, and you don't want to miss it. Well, guys, that is it for this podcast. Thank you so much again for listening, and we will catch you next time. Stay safe, stay nerdy, and be blessed.
Thank you, Caleb. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Have a good night.